You were the prize all along and they ruined it. They're afraid they ruined it. They know you deserve better than the way they treated you. You always know things. That's what they think. They couldn't get away with anything with you. You already know the answer. It's like they feel like you saw who they were all along, and they feel like you let it go on longer than they would have. They feel played, like you let something go on for a while. And you could have spoken up. They know they ruined it. And they feel like, okay, look, is it over forever? They feel almost like you tricked them. Like you sort of just put up with them. Sort of like a person that you have to work with. You know, like you go along like you like them just to keep the peace. But then when you don't work there anymore, like this person is just an example, because I'm getting that it's more of a romantic connection. When you move on and don't work together anymore, they thought you were still friends, and you don't seem to see it that way. And now that you've withdrawn your energy, they feel like they don't know if they'll ever get it back. You know who it is if it's for you. Someone came into your mind. They feel like they ruined something by just not treating you the right way, by withholding information. What else? I am drawn to your light. They know you were the prize all along. Our story is not over. You left when I needed you. But they feel like you were planning an exit. That's what I mean. Like, they feel like you just sort of tolerated them, and then one day you were gone. And they're pretty devastated. Like, they thought you had a real connection here, and it could have been friendship, but they just thought you had a connection. You were protected from me. And they wonder what they did, what they said. But they feel like it was too late a long time ago, that it was never the connection they thought it was, like at least at the end. They just feel like you led them on and then it didn't go anywhere. Seriously. It's like they just wonder, was it just because you were forced to be around them for some reason? Did you just put up with them because you were being nice? What happened? When did you stop loving them or even liking them? Yeah, they feel like you didn't even like them, but they appreciate your compassion, and they feel like they're the odd man out, odd woman out, like you could have included them in things and you didn't. They wonder what they did, though. They really can't figure it out, because they feel like if they could figure it out, then your story wouldn't be over. But is it ruined forever? Is it over forever? Never gonna give you up. It's a really sad energy coming through. Really sad. Like, they miss the good times. They just thought you had a deeper connection. They miss having jokes with you and inside jokes, planning things. Like, I'm getting that, like you plan things together. They had plans for you. Like, they thought it was going to go on. But they feel like they did something really wrong. I'm going to the spill tea deck. What did they do wrong? This is for your intuition. Lonely. I'm just getting loneliness, sadness, heartbroken. Okay. Karmic lesson, friendship test, holding back. They feel like you gave them a friendship test, like you were testing them the whole time. And they're very sad about this, because they would have done more to pass the test if they had known. But they also feel like maybe you didn't want them to pass the test. They just feel like you strung them along or something. Like, I got that "you left when I needed you" card. But at the same time, they feel bad, because they feel like they did something along the way, but that you had to forgive them, like you were forced to forgive them, and you finally just made a quick getaway when you could. Holding back. Were you always holding back? It says the other person's not being fully open with you. Were you not being fully open with them? What happened is what they want to know. Where did you go all of a sudden? I mean, I'm telling you, despair is what I'm getting. Despair. Really lonely. Shocked, too. Like, they just don't know what they could have done differently. Well, they do. And they feel like it's a few things. They feel like it was so bad that you just put up with them. But they wish you had said something sooner, because they think they could have fixed it. I'm getting a real deep sense of betrayal here. Unexpected revelation. It says, a shocking revelation will change your perspective. Will it? Get ready. They might be coming in with an apology or just with a talk, or they might be trying to get a hold of you. The kind of person who texts you a lot and you just never text back. And they also feel like for a long time, they were the first ones to text. Like they look back now and think, okay, I was the one carrying that friendship. But they're not mad at you, really. They're mad at themselves more than anything. I'm getting this as a pretty level-headed person, honestly. That, seriously, if they had known, they would have done things different. But they feel like you tolerated them and went along and just didn't speak up. And then suddenly, bam, you're gone. New perspective, supportive circle. What I'm getting is that you moved on to a supportive circle. And that your perspective was right all along. You were protected from this person. You finally got away from them. You may have wanted to get away from them for a long time. And that's what they're worried about. Did you plan this? Was it an exit that you planned? I mean, I can't even tell you just the sadness coming through here. Can't move on. Stuck loop, missing them, no closure. They have no closure is how they feel. But the crazy thing is, I feel like you're still in contact. Like I said, like they might text you once in a while and you just either don't respond, or if you do, it's way late. Like you're still just putting up with them. Can't move on. They want closure. You don't have to give them closure. You don't have to do anything. But I'm just letting you know. That's what they feel. Because they really feel bad that they hurt you. Like I said, they're mad at themselves for not seeing it before, because they think you just didn't speak up because you couldn't speak up. That you held back without really letting on. But there were signs and they just didn't see them or didn't want to see them. How should you handle this, if at all? Anxiety and frustration. Don't let them give you anxiety and frustration. But I'm getting that's what comes through, like in the messages they send you, is they feel anxious and frustrated and they've been needling you for an answer. If not, like they've been thinking about it. They just don't know what to say. Enough. This is what I mean. If they haven't come in already, expect someone. And I don't usually like to make future predictions because it can always change, but I'm getting an energy of someone who wants to talk to someone in my collective and say they're sorry and say, what could I do to change? But they don't know if there's anything they could do. They just feel like, do you just hate me? What did I do? Karmic lesson and friendship test both came out. I'm getting also that this person was not the most trustworthy. That you really did tolerate them until you just had to get away or the situation changed. And if it wasn't workplace, like I said, I'm getting like just the vibe of someone that you have to be around for some reason. If not workplace, it was like neighbor. Something where, just example, you live in the same apartment complex, so you have to be nice because you really have to be nice to your neighbors, or just, not get close to your neighbors. That's why most people just don't get close to their neighbors. And maybe that's the lesson you took from this, but some people make it hard. Neighbors, it's an awkward thing. Like, there was this lady on TikTok for a long time telling a story about how, I think she lived in a trailer park, but every time she'd go outside, she had this neighbor who would come out and talk to her. The neighbor was disabled, but she was like, I really don't want to talk to this lady every time I go outside. And I think we can all relate to that. I mean, some people are just very lonely, but some of us, we don't want to be on all the time having to talk to people. You just want to go outside and be by yourself, and some people won't allow that. And they feel really bad. They're like, did I just smother them with attention or something? They don't know. And they don't know if you flipped on them. If it was just, really, that the amount of scenarios going through this person's head is crazy. Why did it change all of a sudden? It was like it was going well, and then all of a sudden, as soon as there was any separation, they just feel like you dropped them. Anyway, just know, don't be surprised if this person comes in for a talk, because they want closure. They just want to know what's going on. They want to move on from this. You were good at many things, and, I'm getting from this that that's kind of what they took advantage of. Could be somebody who really put a lot of work on you, took advantage of you. Just like the neighbor thing I just said. Someone who doesn't really get it. It's like, can I just have a break from you? Anyway, don't let it get you frustrated, please. Just know that this is probably coming in, okay? You are good at many things. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.